Hey, good Friday morning, Friday. Good morning to you all. What is up? Hope this Friday morning has found you in yours well. What is going on? Thank you for the flow state. Who's that? Da, 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 da. Okay, that is Anthony. How you doing, Anthony? Thank you for the flow state. Welcome in, everybody. Good Friday, as I stated before. Told you guys I would come back in the morning. I didn't give you a specific time, but I did say I would be back. Um, see how everybody's doing this morning. I hope you guys are having a blessed morning, a peaceful morning. Hope all is well. Wow, just getting the day started. Hope everybody's having just having a good morning so far. Starting it out good. Uh, Like yesterday morning, I came on and we started out with some breathing exercises, and I think that is a great way to start this morning. Yesterday, we're gonna stay with the one right now, and then I'll introduce another one later. Hey, Lily Francis, and in the safe zone, what is going on? What's up? Stay in my lane in the safe zone. Thank you for that 2 month. I appreciate that support. Thank you so much. So, what we're wanting to do this morning, if everybody is receptive and wanted to take some deep breathing exercises in, I'm going to do again the 4, 4, and 4. As I stated, I am a big believer in breathing and doing breathing exercises. I think it's one of the quickest ways to becoming grounded, becoming focused, and just becoming in the moment and becoming more present in the moment. Is just you're focusing on your breath, your very breath, the breath that you need, right? Every day, right? Like I told you, I'm a big advocate of deep breathing exercises, and there are so many. And the best thing about it is, you can go online on any on Google deep breathing exercises and find the one that fits you most. Because there's so many types of breathing exercises, and they all have different. They all have a different impact. Like I told you, there's three, a set of three that whiskey, water, and coffee. And those three exercises you can use to different periods of the day. Like I said, whiskey you want to use at night when you're getting ready to relax and you're really trying to go to sleep. Water you can use at any time. It just kind of levels off like water, just kind of bring a calm. And then coffee is that one that's when you're feeling really, really low and you need just to be perked up and get up. That is coffee. And there's a different style of breathing for each one. Some is rapid, some is slow. So yeah. What's up, Lily Francis? But what we'll start with today is just the 4, 4, and 4, which is inhaling deeply and gently through your nose. And if it's difficult to breathe through your nose, you can breathe through your mouth. And then blowing out through your mouth, pure slip, and extending that blow. Hey, Lady D. And again, it's a practice. Breathing exercises. We just go around breathing. We don't think about how breathing is something that is sometimes supposed to be breathing through our nose, right? But we just go every day and we just breathe. We don't think about the importance of each breath and how the breathing can impact our body, every parts of our body, from anything that we're doing, how important our breath is, right? How it moves through our body and impacts stress and impacts just even pain. You can breathe through pain. Remember when you feel something and you're feeling a little pain, so I say breathe, breathe through it. You can breathe through pain, stress, you know, just getting through those moments and focusing on that breath will help you kind of get through the moment what you're experiencing at that time. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Trical, how are you? So I'm gonna kind of bring it in right now and ask everybody if you're in a position where you can participate, and if you wanted to be receptive, I invite you to join me in this breathing exercise. It's an invitation because it's something that you would want to receive, or if you want to receive it, you can participate, right? So that's why I extend it as an invitation to practice. Don't give yourself grace. Like I said, if you don't feel anything or you don't feel like it's working, it's a practice. And sometimes it's not for everybody. Some people like different things and they have different types of exercises. Um, but it's definitely a practice and something to give yourself grace for as you begin to breathe. Also, note that if you have some type of breathing apparatus, or you or have something that may impact your lungs or breathing, be sure to before you engage in this exercise, know that if breathing exercises is good for you, right? Because sometimes there are things going on medically where maybe you should not participate in deep breathing exercises, right? I don't want to tell somebody, because I'm not a doctor and I'm definitely not a therapist at this time, and I'm not your therapist, and I'm not your doctor. So I just want to encourage you guys when we do these exercises just to make sure that if you have any medical conditions or taking anything that may, and you're in a safe position, in a safe place when you're exercising, because sometimes these breathing exercises can get very relaxed, and because if you're a person that can relax easily, I want to make sure you're sitting in a safe position, safe place, and know your surroundings. Know where you are. Make sure your surroundings are safe. Because one of the things when you're closing your eyes and relaxing, you're actually putting yourself in almost in a more vulnerable state, right? So that's when I'm in a position where I'm in a class doing this exercise. I'm able to monitor the class and also ensure people that while they're, in a vulnerable state, that they are safe. So wherever you are, just make sure that you feel safe, that you're in a place, because it's a vulnerable state. You're putting your mind, you're focusing in on your breathing. You're becoming more present, but you just want to feel safe when you're doing these exercises, where you're sitting, where you're at, and you know, make sure you're not driving, because you may want to close your eyes, you want to relax. So, just be safe wherever you are, and make sure you're in a safe environment and a comfortable environment. Find your comfort zone, right? So let's get started. I'm gonna ask you guys, I'm gonna invite you to join me in a breathing exercise called 4 4 and 4. And if you're receiving this exercise and you're receptive to it, go ahead and find yourself a comfortable position. Sometimes you may be laying down on your side or on your back. You may be sitting at the table, sitting in a lounge chair, sitting at your desk, at your job, wherever you're feeling more comfortable. Go ahead and get comfortable in the position that you feel comfortable in, and relax. Allow yourself to be in a position to receive the exercise. Relax. Allow yourself to relax at the tone of my voice. You're feeling very relaxed. As we move into the reception of the exercise, you're feeling safe. If you're in a safe position, go ahead and relax. Feel grounded to the earth. Put your feet down. Ground in. Receive from the earth. There you go. Feet flat. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your hands to relax. In whatever position, if you're relaxing in palms down or palms up, whatever position you feel comfortable in, go ahead and relax. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, you're welcome to close your eyes at this time and relax. Allow your shoulders to relax. And as we breathe in and out, we're not going to throw our chest up. We're going to keep our chest relaxed, our shoulders relaxed. Even if we inhale, we're going to focus on the breath, but we're going to relax. You may start to experience thoughts, things coming in and out. Allow those thoughts to come in, allow them to go out. Acknowledge the thought and let them float away on clouds that may come in. Just set the thoughts on those clouds and let them float away. And then focus back to the breath as we begin. Okay, so we're going to inhale through our nose if you're able to for a count of 4. We're going to hold that breath for a count of 4, and then we're going to exhale that breath on a count of 4. We're going to inhale a deep, gentle, soothing breath in through our nose. Allow it to enter our lungs, down to our belly where it's going to expand. And then we're going to hold and exhale after that. So let's begin. Inhale for a count of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, inhale, gentle, through your nose. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Four, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale. Enjoy that breath. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's round 1. We're going to do 2 more rounds of this 4, 4, 4, and 4. Again, inhale gently. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale gently. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more. Inhale that breath gently. Feel 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you find your own pace at this as well, if my count may be a little fast sometimes, just do it your pace as well. And remember, as you're inhaling, you want to focus on that breath. If something comes around the room and you feel distracted, be grace, give yourself grace, and go right back to the breath. It's just focusing, being present on your breath. So we're going to do one last 4 by 4, 4, 4, and 4. Okay, again, give yourself grace and be gentle. Inhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Blow it out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you feeling that breath exhale right as well. You can feel being present in the moment on the inhale and the exhale. Allow yourself to feel Feel it all. Just allow yourself to feel that gentle inhale. Four, three, two, one. Hold. Four, three, two, one. And exhale. Four, three, two, one. You can open your eyes gently. Okay. Good morning, Renee Sharp, and thank y'all for receiving that exercise. And remember, it's just a practice, something you can get better at. Because breathing exercises again. As much as we just walk around breathing every day, breathing exercises sometimes can become a practice and be very effective throughout the day as well. Good morning. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that exercise. And again, there's so many different breathing exercises. And if you don't like the 4x4, you find it difficult, just breathe and focus on the breath. If you don't like the count, just this is something that another exercise that you can do. If you don't enjoy the count, um, I want you to try this for a moment. And if you can, I'm gonna invite you to try this particular breathing technique. I want you to kind of open your mouth, open your lips gently, open your mouth, this, and I want you to feel this, like in the back of your throat as you inhale this noise. Can you hear me? It's like a breathing, like you're making this sound as you inhale through your mouth, and you can feel that breath enter right. This inhale, just like you can hear. If you can hear me, I wish I can show you, but I just want you to feel as you inhale through your mouth, the back of your throat. You feel this sound in the back of your throat. Inhale deeply like that, and then just through pierce your lip, like close your lips gently, slightly open, and then blow out. So that is one way. If you don't want to go to the county, you just want a very cleansing breath, a very relaxing breath, right? Um, just go ahead and open your mouth and feel that breath in the back of your throat, and then blow it out through pierced lips. And that's just a simple breathing technique as well that you can practice. Um, and so the breathing techniques have so much impact on while we're breathing on our heart, on our nervous system, right? And impacts so many different organs in the nervous system in our brain and our heart. So most definitely, I'm gonna bring more information on that as well. How deep breathing exercises can help in probably saving your life. Because without that one breath, we in trouble, right? So hey, now Furman. So if you enjoyed the breathing exercise and if you did participate, can you put a one in the chat and let me know that you did participate and if you enjoyed it? If you, how did do you need more practice? And I can probably post some websites where you can go to if you haven't. Look up some great breathing techniques, grounding techniques as well throughout the day. So, yeah, if you guys would let me know if you participated, hit a one in the chat if you did. Ready for the day, says Chris. I see you, Chris. Thank you so much. So, yeah, get your day started with some breathing exercises. Again, starting the day feeling worthy of today, feeling the day is yours. Whatever the day is, you have the possibility of making it what you want. Your outlook can determine your outcome. You're in control of what you're in control of. What you're not in control of, accept that. Possibly learning to accept the fact that you're not in control of that situation, and you may have to just let it go. Right? Control what you can control, and it'll be so much easier once you put the things that you can control to the side, not controlled to the side. It'll make the day more, probably a little bit more easier for you. Trying to prioritize the day, right? If you have a lot of things going on, you have so much to get done, prioritize and and be graceful. Give yourself grace as you prioritize your day, right? If it's so overwhelming, pick one thing to do. What is important, and then you decide how much time you're going to put on that and break it down. Break it down. There's always one thing I always say, can you eat an elephant? If you had an elephant on your plate, how would you eat that elephant? Right? One bite at a time. Look at your day as receiving it as one bite at a time. Whatever you have to do today, look at it as taking it one bite at a time, um, or one step at a time, right? Approach it in that manner, one bite at a time. Thank you, Chris. Look at it like that, right? Take your time, enjoy the day. If you get an opportunity to get lunch, enjoy that lunch. Focus on that meal and know what you ate today. Spend some time as if sometimes we sit down, we got to rush back and we got to choke down our lunches. I've been in that position, especially being in law enforcement. You learn to eat fast, okay? You learn to eat really fast in law enforcement. Sitting there, getting out of the car, cruiser, going to sit in the restaurant, and you get a call and you have to run. And so you learn that, you know, they eat very fast. And that's one of the things I had to learn is how to slow down when eating because, you know, you get in that practice of you got to eat because you never know when you're going to get that call. Trey Cal says, I enjoy it. Thank you, Trey Cal 1. Thank you so much. Chris says, one bite at a time, most definitely. So look at your day, prioritize, take a deep breath. When you look at something and it just looks like, oh, I don't know what to do, take a step back from it for a moment. Sometimes you got to walk away from the situation and detach from it for a second, go outside, take a deep breath, get some fresh air, come back in, look at it again, and then decide how you want to approach it. And again, give yourself grace throughout the day, because maybe focus on what you can do and what you can't get done. You know, just put it on your list. Check for your value system. Check on your values again. Value what do you value about yourself? Things like that. Positive affirmation throughout the day and throughout the morning, starting it off. My thing is I'm worthy. um, so yeah, so different things throughout the day. Focus on the day. This is the only time you think you have. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised, and you're just going to focus on today. And it's hard. I know, because sometimes we worry about things that we have no control over, can't get to it. We deal with what we can deal right now. Your mind is going to go there. Your mind is go. We're human beings. We're going to go there. But we can learn to bring it back in and focus on that moment. Okay? Try to focus on that moment and allow yourself to have grace throughout the day. Protect your peace. Remember, we got spirit um, disruptors out there. Identify your spirit disruptors because you know they're out there. You have the spirit disruptors out there, and now that if we didn't know, we definitely know that how to identify them now. Hey, Willett Lee, how are you? Happy. How's everyone doing on this Friday? Yeah. This Friday, yes. Happy. I'm doing great this morning. Thank you, Willett Lee. Um, and like I said, I'll be bringing some more exercises, and I'll try to find some things that I can post on my community wall as well. I also stated I did a video last night. I wanted to follow the young man's case, Camilo Anthony. I'm not sure how much of the case that I can get. If anybody knows, is there a courtroom case where you can get into the courtroom? Is anybody familiar with that case? And is it a live case where you can watch it in the courtroom? Because I believe because we have his name and everything, he is being charged as an adult. So maybe there is a courtroom case somewhere that we can watch if anybody's interested. Um, because that's the case that I would like to try to follow if it's available throughout the summer. Something just to talk about. Young man, I haven't heard about this one. Yeah, Chris, this is a young man. Last year, black young boy, 17, was accused of stabbing another youth at a track meet. Um, he's being charged with first degree murder. Only reason he's not getting capital punishment, being tried for capital punishment, is because of his age. He was 17 during the time, so he's looking at multiple years in prison if found guilty. He has been indicted. Uh, one of the problem is there's a lot of racial tension. Um, Due to the fact that he has a juror that is not made up without any African Americans on it, any blacks on it at all. He is, we say a juror appears and appeared that the judge is letting the juror stand as is. I don't know the makeup of male to females or who is maybe not minorities, but we know that there are no blacks on the juror that's supposed to be made up of juror peers, right? But that is where it's at, and there is a lot of racial tension outside the courtroom. The prosecutor said this is not uh, this is not a racial case, but the courtroom stuff happening outside the courtroom, there's a lot of racial tension outside the courtroom, outside on the sidewalks. Um, there's been exchange between people, so whatever's going on, there's a lot of activity. Like I said, both young men were at a track meet, and unfortunately, this circumstance took place. The defense said they're going to be able to prove that it was self-defense. They have video, but the video is not clear. All they saw is probably kids standing together and then dispersing real quickly. Now, as we know with videos, it's going to be up to the uh, the defense to be able to take that video and tell the story from it, or be able to refute whatever the prosecutor's saying, because if the video is not evident. How you doing? Chris Justin is my husband, classmate, grandpa, and grandmother. He's with the school with them. Let me see. Justice, it's my husband, classmate, grandpa, and grandmother. He went to school with them. They had a class reunion 3 to 4 years ago. The boy dad is from Franklin, Louisiana. Okay, okay. Wow. Hey, Cheryl Wilson, welcome in. So yeah, it's a lot going on, y'all. So this case is interesting. You're looking at two young people, um, and the so far it's going to be based on witness testimony, right? The video is not clear at all. I don't even know what they're going to be able to get to the video, but as we know, it's going to be the what attorney. Thank you. I got you. I heard about the Casey. That Casey, unfortunately, that teen will have to answer for his action. Which case? Now, are we talking about? I heard about that case. Okay, unfortunately, that teen will have to answer for his actions. Yeah, but he has a right. Again, he has a trial uh, going on. He's been indicted but not convicted. Um, and like I said, if he did it, if he if it was not self-defense and the team can prove it's not self-defense, he'll be exonerated. And if he is found guilty, then he'll do the time. Just the boy that passed had oh yeah, they had an identical twin. Yeah, he was a twin. Cheryl Wilson. The young man. What's his last name? I believe the name is. I can't. I can't. The name is kind of funny. The name is not funny. I just can't. I don't remember the last name of the youth that passed away. Yeah. You know, innocent to proven guilty. That's what we like to say. You know, that's not always the case. How people look at it, but it's going to be up to the. He has a juror, um, which people are questioning. Hopefully, the juror is fair, no matter what the makeup is. Hopefully, the jurors do what they're supposed to do and take and go by what is presented in the as evidence in the case and nothing else but that. That is what it is right now. Um, so it's up to his team now, and they feel very strong that they can prove that this is a self-defense case. I don't know where the knife came from. I don't know why he had a knife. Who presented the knife? Who brought the knife to the fight? I don't. I have to. I have been looking around to try to get more information about the case. Where did the knife come from? Whose knife did who's who did the knife who did he bring the knife to the track meet? Did somebody, you know how people put things in your hand? Did somebody put the knife in his hand? Where did this knife come from? Um, who brought the knife to the fight? Austin Metcalf. Thank you, grateful. Austin Metcalf. Okay, thank you. Hey, Rita Williams, how you doing? So hopefully, I'll try to find some more information on this case. If you guys would like to follow the case, if you have time, go ahead and look it up. We could have some, talk about it like we did the other case. How you feel about it is, yeah. And there is another case that just pulled up as well. I think this is out of Shelby, North Carolina, y'all. This officer has been fired. Ben Crump is now has been in Shelby. This happened a few days ago. This officer, I looked at the video. My God, he pounded that lady like she was a man. Y'all, if y'all check out this video out of Shelby, North Carolina, this is now a high profile civil rights case. Um, Looking at possibly the officer has been fired. The officer has been fired, and he's been arrested. He's been arrested. Uh, he's been arrested. He has been fired. Uh, just a horrible video. The optics of this video, I don't see where the lady resisted. If they have more video, um, just look up the case. Cheryl Wilson, you're right. Nowadays, these high schools should have intense classes on anger management. Yeah, I just like for me personally, I would like more information on the case. Not one, not two times, but 10 times. Yes, I've seen the video. Yes, my God, Kimberly McNeil, the way he pound that lady. I mean, it's like he had whatever happened that day with him, whatever, whatever was demon, whatever was in him, he released on that lady. I mean, y'all, and the officer should that was there failed his duty as well because when you see that, you should be able to distinguish. Let me pull him away from the situation, or let me get her away from the situation. I think it's a fail to act as well on the other duty based on what I have said as well. Okay, so that's the second case out of Shelby, North Carolina. Um, I want to see how far this case go because he's been arrested. He's being charged with assault, and I believe that the city is going to have to get up out of their pocket on this one. Both brothers tormented him at the end at the tent and told him to get back on your side. Only reason he ran under the tent because it's raining hard. This is not the first time they got into it. Okay, so Cheryl, the other cop stepped in and seemed like he was kept hitting her even more, and the other officer didn't stop him. That's what it looked like to me, Kimberly McNeil. On this case with Medcliff and Anthony, y'all, um, like I said, they're both are kids. Medcliff, my understanding, and just as from my understanding, allegedly approached Anthony and told Anthony he did not belong in that area because it was for another team. So the interaction started with Medcliff approaching Anthony, telling him to leave the area. Now, what transpired under that tent, we know kids, they don't have control of their emotions. Uh, boys too. And then you got a group of boys that all showed up. So you know how boys are, especially if it's more than one. Somebody gonna hype somebody. So in this case, I hopefully, whatever happened, hopefully we get the story. I'm not going to say anything other than I need to hear the more than the case, because based on the tent information about what could be seen, everything is going to be based on witness statement because the video, you don't see much in the video. So everything is going to be based on the skills of the attorney and witness statements. Okay? What the witness said. Are they going to be able to recant? Are they going to be able to stick to the story, what they told? Was this a heat of the moment? Is this first degree murder? Or now here's the situation. Now I can tell you what the prosecutor did. This is going to give them room. Okay? He got charged with the highest possible charge. Now, in many cases, when the prosecutor does that, it will give them room, if possible, to reduce the charges to a lesser charge if he is found guilty. Kimberly Neal says she thinks it's a racial case. Is it just based on Kimberly? When you said racial, um, is are you now? We know there are two. One thing is we know two different races are involved. Now, per se, people can say that's a race. What elements identify it as a racial case for civil rights, right? Because in order to, was there any, even though we got two young people fighting, one white, one black, at any given time, learning to what words were exchanged? Do we have two people fighting that are black or white, or is it racial based on the intent? Right? Do we have the intent? Are you telling me I can't be here because I'm black? Are you telling me I can't be here because I'm not a member of the team? What happens is what statements were made during that time of the incident. At any given time during that incident, you have two people. Yes, they are different. They're a different race. But what makes it a racial case is at that time, what is the intent of the aggressor? Medcliff approached him. Medcliff, I understand, told him that this was for another team, that he wasn't supposed to be in that area. At any given time during this incident, if racial epithets are entered, anything said or done, calling somebody a name, I'm going to do this because you this and that, get your so over there, y'all so over there. If that happens, yes, we're now going to probably be looking at a case based on race. But again, you have to know the intent of approaching Anthony and what transpired during that time, what was said, what the witness statement said. did anybody use any racial statements at that time? Did Anthony use any racial, uh, any type of, negative statements in regards to race? Did Metcalf use any regards to race? What were the intent? Was this an intent to make somebody move because of their race, or just because of their team? Was it economics? Was it, was it religion? There's certain elements that has to occur to make it uh, within a civil rights being violated, right? Even though we're looking at two different race, the intent of the crime, based on from Anthony and then based on Metcalf's approach. That's my opinion, but Kimberly, you think it's racial, and I think outside the courtroom, the other people are saying it's racial. So things may have transpired that I don't know happened, because the court outside of the courtroom, they're saying it's racial. Inside the courtroom, the prosecutor is trying to state that it's not a racial situation. So I don't know, the argument for the defense. Um, you have a lot of young boys. You had a lot of testosterone out there, and you had a lot of young boys, kids that are not thinking, and and I think the state charged at that the highest they can go, giving them room to come down, right? If they were to offer a plea at some point in time and reduce the charges or find him guilty on a lower charge, because he's at the highest. The reason they didn't give him the death penalty charge, there's not a death penalty case because he was 17. Yeah, this is about the case in Texas, McNeil. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Kimberly McNeil, you talking about the Ben Crump case. Okay. I had two cases going on. Definitely Shelby case. Shelby case. Again, white cop, black female. Again, the intent. Why that intensity? Are we dealing with an officer? We got to go back and look at his record, okay? The best thing for Shelby incident, they're going to go back and pull this guy's interactions with other people, okay? They're going to go back and pull and see um, how he handled other cases, okay? That is what they're going to do. Hey, welcome back, Willette. Um, Justice, the statement that the young man said nothing should have gave him the right to say that who died and left him the boss. He knew what he said was a just. He figured there would be a, okay, Willett Lee. I'm kind of confused. The statement that the young man said nothing should have gave him the right to say that who died and left him the boss. Okay, so I'm missing something, Willett Lee. Like I said, I don't know. You said there was a statement made by a young man, so I need to look at. I don't know. So I don't know the statement. Like I said, I've been looking. There's so many cases out there right now. Ben Crump's representing them as well. Wow. So, is this about the case? So we got the case out of Shelby, North Carolina, with the beating of the black female by a white officer, and then we got the case in Texas with Anthony, Camilo Anthony, and Metcalf. Okay, so we got two different cases going on. Ben Crump is involved in both. Thank you guys. I'm going to go get some. I think with the Shelby case is a clear cut case of is a clear cut case of abuse of power um, and use of force. In the case of the twin being unalive. Okay, I don't have a lot yet on that, Willett Lee. For statements purposes, I've been searching the internet trying to get what I can find on what was said by all parties. So I've been looking. I do definitely want to cover this. Um, what was said, will it lead? In the case, you said that what the young man said. Again, I don't have that information yet to even say anything, what was said, to even say what type of case, who's guilty, who's innocent. Is it racial? Is it not? I just don't have a lot of information yet to expand, but I understand what you're saying. I Like I said, I have to get more information on that case. I've been looking last night, and I will continue to look today, and then we can come back um, and look at that case. The Shelby case, I think, is a shut. I think that's a case. If you go look at the video, she threw the young lady to the ground and then began pounding her. I think that's a up. That is a open and shut case, right? I think that case with Shelby, North Carolina, I think that officer is done. I don't know when he goes to trial. That is going to be the story because of the type of climate we are in right now when it comes to some law enforcement agencies and the judges now. You just don't know how the case is going to turn out. But he was definitely arrested and charged. So, yeah. Then you have the verdict of the young man who was shot in the back and hadn't stole anything. And now this is the case me and my friend was talking about in a convenience store where he was chased down, and the owner of the grandfather or the owner of the store shot him in the back. Now my friend told me about this case, and yeah, she told me about this case. Um, just as you'll remember, this happened in the South, not the city, in most parts of the country. Yeah, well, Lee, I understand. Like I said, I tried to look. I want to get all parts of the case so I can kind of make a more. I don't know a lot for myself yet, and I understand what you're saying, being in the South as well, and I just don't have a lot to make a lot of. I just want to go ahead and start this, get the discussion going, and then go do my research so I can have more and make it more informed. Because I don't have any real facts other than what's presented already, and that they're black and white, they're kids, and there was a knife involved and somebody died. And outside of that, and the video that they have, it does not show too much of anything other than them under the tent and then running. I did not know that Ben Crump was involved in the Carmelo case. I hadn't heard that. That's what somebody just said. I didn't know he was as well. I think Kimberly McNeil said he was involved in that case as well, the Carmelo case. So I didn't know that as well. So again, but I don't think he is, because I think I see his attorney, unless the attorney's working from Ben Crump's office, because the attorney appears to be white. Um, so is this attorney working from Ben Crump's office, or did Ben Crump look at the case and decided it wasn't a civil rights case? Because Ben Crump is a civil rights attorney. So if he's not actively involved in this case, if he didn't take it, then he might not be looking at it as a civil rights case. So, because he's definitely specialized in civil rights. So, if he's on it, then he's looking at his civil rights case. If he's not, then if his office is working with it, but I don't know. I have to find out. I think I was thinking you were talking about the Texas case. Maybe I had them mix up. Yeah, because Ben Crump is definitely a civil rights attorney. And so, if that case with the two young boys from the high school track team, if that was racial, Ben Crump, it was a civil rights case, and he involving, and he believed that the young man was unjustifiably arrested and was being racially, and this was racially motivated. He would have probably been on that case. I just don't know. Yes, Rita Williams, the Asian man, was found innocent, and my friend wants to argue the charges that he was given. Sometimes when the state charge, and I found this sometimes when the state bring charges, you got to ask them why they're bringing certain charges, and sometimes it is calculated. It is a certain type of way where if they bring certain charges, it could be charged overly charged or charged under, and it gives room for somebody to be uh, to either receive a reduced sentence or even found not guilty. So she was extremely upset. I have not looked at the case. I was just listening to her. What happened? The young man had a weapon. He was 14. He had a weapon. They chased him. He left the store. They chased him down, shot him in the back. This is what I heard. I do not have any firsthand information for myself on this case other than what I was told. So everything here is hearsay. My understanding is that the grocer was released and found not guilty. And yeah, catch this tea. God rest his soul. If Johnny Cochran was still here, he would have a lead way in my he would have it led the way in my opinion. I got you. That's crazy because he was running away and hadn't stole anything like the store clerk thought. And again, he got shot in the back. And I'm trying to understand if he's running away and he's shot in the back. And I understand the son said he never pointed the weapon at them. I think what may have happened has been the charges, how he was charged. My friend, haven't looked at the case, but my friend tend to believe that the charges that they brought to the clerk may have impacted the him being found guilty. Because certain charges, if you overcharge and you charge somebody incorrectly, the charges does not match the crime, then that is a way people can be released or somewhat get off what they should be getting. So she seems to believe that as well. So whatever the charges may, is so many different ways that a prosecutor can have an impact on a case based on the charges, and if the charges don't fit the crime, overcharge, and it does, and they have no other room to go. Yes, that person may be found not guilty. So we'll see, and probably not was no black jurist, just Kimberly McNeil. Kimberly, I don't know. Like I said, I'm just now catching up on a lot of things. Uh, that's coming to the forefront. So we can talk more about it. I'm definitely going to take the time to make some notes and look at all two of these cases. I believe the Shelby, North Carolina case is a shut case unless they drop the charge. They dropped several of the charges against the young lady. Okay, they did drop two of the charges against her. But I think Shelby might as well go ahead and write that check. Okay, taxpayers. He done cost y'all probably a couple $1 million. Um, okay, so y'all gonna have to write that check, Shelby. Rita Williams, justice was based on racism, says Rita. Okay, which case? We got so many cases. Is that oh, you talking about the case on Asian? That was based on racism. Okay, okay. Based on the historical part, and I'm just going to say, based on historical interactions. Let me say it like this: based on historical interactions in stores involving Asians and Black people, it's always been contentious of how they're being treated when we go in their stores. When Black people go in the store, right? It's always been historical where when blacks walk into a store, they're followed, they're treated differently. Even though we spend most of our money in the Asian market, hence hair, hence nails, hence corner stores, hence food, right? history has shown that most of the times blacks have been treated not very kind in the stores. They've been accused, they've been followed, talked different down differently, treated, and even though we're the biggest consumers of the market and everything that they sell, all right, um, and so but this has always been the history. No respect when we come in the store. Uh, followed. You bring something back. You treat it like get out. I'm not giving your money back. When you come back, we need to start spending my money in the stores. Well, this has been a one. This is historical. Um, this has always been the how many years, 20, 30 years more or more. This is something that is just there. That's the history between us. This is from every corner of the United States. This is nothing new. This is how this has always been going on, no matter how much money we spend. And um, and the businesses are based in our communities, but we are the bigger consumers. We spend, and then we have these things happen, and we still spend. You make a bunch of noise. Remember in Chicago, what happened in Chicago, with the nail shop, and um, for a while everybody got upset, bust windows, stopped. But then again, it goes right back to what it was. Everybody going to go get their nails done. They're going to go get their hair whipped. Um, you know, so offended for a moment, upset, and then it's status quo. We go back. Okay, the gun could have been planted on him. Who chased someone for one bottle of water? Says Rita Williams. Rita, a lot. Like I said, so I don't know a lot about the case. I just heard about it a couple days ago when my friend out of my best one, not my, one of my best friends told me about the case. So, and she was highly upset. She definitely believed it was racial motivated, and like I said, um, you know, but again, how do you impact? What is the impact? How do you make an impact? How do you change it? We've been having this conversation for years in regards to our spending and relationships within the Asian market, right? It's not going to change. They have a commodity that we want and seek, and we're going to pay for it. No matter what, no matter how many times you hear people getting accused and yelled at and mistreated in the stores, and sometimes, I'm not saying that sometimes they're always wrong, because there are people that have went in these people places and got their nails done and waited till everything got done, waited till the pedicure is done, waited till the manicure is done, waited till everything is done, and then don't want to pay the people. I don't know. I've gotten manicures before, I've gotten pedicures. If you see them doing something wrong and you don't like it, you don't wait till the entire job is done and then say, y'all tell me, do you wait till the entire job is done and then say, I'm not going to pay you? I mean, you sat there, you got your nails done. You sat there, you got your toes done. And then, because sometimes it's, more than less than none sometimes, but that doesn't stop the fact that, yes, we have always walked in these stores and felt made to feel uncomfortable when we walk in, right? When we walk in, we do feel uncomfortable. I've been in Asian stores that have been very nice. Not everybody's the same. I'm gonna say this: not every store is the same. I'm not gonna say I've had encounters with Asian proprietors that had not been good. I've had really good encounters, but then there's some that just um, you know it is what it is. We can change it by supporting black businesses, says what Rita Williams. That's true as well. This is a conversation we always been having. supporting black businesses. I have my talk on that as well. I have my, listening to that as well, Rita. That's a conversation that definitely need to be had one day, because even supporting black businesses, we gotta want to put our money in the market as well, right? Um, if I go to your business, you're competing. I expect to pay you for your services and not complain because you're charging this much. You have a right to compete in the market. You don't shouldn't have to lower your prices or do anything because of your business rates, right? And sometimes I've seen that happen where we go into the black business, but we don't expect them to compete and have competitive prices. And I think that's the problem I've had sometimes. That you got to allow them to compete and have competitive prices. You can't go in the store and say, "Well, you charging too much and you charge that," but yet you go down to the other store of another competitor and pay anything. And so I've seen that happen in restaurants and different places. People don't want to pay the competitive prices. They expect a uh, black person in their store to lower their prices to meet the whatever, and that's not fair. I don't think that's fair. I think um, you everybody should be allowed to compete and and have competitive prices and don't have the expectation of having to lower their prices because they're a black business, right? I just don't see that, and I've seen it. I've in my experience I've seen that happen so many times, where you know we don't feel, sometimes people don't feel they should have competitive prices, lower your prices because we're black. No. So what is your thought on that, Rita? Because I've seen it happen. There's so many, and that's just my opinion about it. Um, you know, but again, so many of these cases going on. I'm definitely going to look up the case in reference to the water bottle, because I don't know anything about that case other than my friend was extremely upset. And based on what y'all telling me, I don't have a lot on that case, but I can talk about the historical interactions in these in the Asian businesses with blacks, and that's always happening. We've had this conversation for over 30 years now of changing up business, not supporting, because a lot of the people do bring their business. They come with them. We're going to spend money. They bring the businesses into our community, and we spend. The money doesn't stay in our community, but we spend the money in our community, but the money doesn't stay in it. All right? All the businesses are in our community, but the money leaves the community. We've been talking about this for years and years and years. Okay? You got uh what? What percentage of different businesses within the community on each block? But the money doesn't impact our community. It leaves the community and go to different places. We've been talking about this for years. What do y'all think? And I think until uh, sometimes it's definitely wrong with us, a conditioned black people. I guess it's product of slavery why we go against each other. Um, you know, a lot of people said that the psychology of it all. But at some point in time, after years and years, somehow we got to come off of that, and we know if we know, then when do we make the adjustments? Because we've been saying this for years. We read the books. The what is the book by the guy? Y'all know I talk about this book, the uh, the Miseducation of the Negro Man. I can't remember the title. Y'all know I'm talking about, and how we treat each other. You know, there's a front door, but we go to the back. We create a back door. We go break, we. So, but in the end, we gonna keep having these conversations. Same conversation I had with my grandmother, who has now gone on. Same conversation you had with your grandparents, probably, if you are, talking about all this stuff for years, and we're still having this conversation today. So, I guess it's always going to be a conversation at the barbecue, at the dinner table, holidays, and social media. Now we're going to keep having the same conversation about how we spend with each other, how we treat each other, economically, socially, and we're still having the same damn conversation 40 years later. At some point in time, we're going to either have to take a poop or get off the doggone toilet. We, and the conversation now is getting lost with our kids. This conversation was intense when we were talking about it, and look at the impact. We're still doing it. Okay, that's just. I mean, that's how I feel. I mean, we're still having this conversation in reference to our economics, our spending, our neighborhoods, our communities, our the impact socially and economically our communities have been facing, and we're still there. We've made progress, but we're still there. A lot of progress has been made, but we still have things work to do. And I think is the inconsistency. Sometimes we got to change up the playbook. Sometimes we got to find a new playbook, come out with a new playbook. Sometimes, as things change, we can't keep playing the same plays with the new plays, with the new formations. Right? You can't come with a 19 book from 1960, 1970 trying to play in a 2026 world. How do we change up the playbook? How do we make impact now? We try to do the marches, and we try to do the boycotts. People say we're going to boycott, and less than 10% of the people boycott. You know, we're not going to Target. Well, you go to Target, people still shopping. We're not going to Walmart. What is the impact anymore? How do we make an impact now? How do we change it now? What needs to happen? What is the new play? Okay, because what may have been effective then, based based on we dealing with new mental, new people that don't have that social fight in them like they used to. We don't have our grandmothers and our grandfathers and our great grandparents out here doing this. We have people that are quickly satisfied, impulsive, and satisfied with the mediocre very quickly. You know, band-aid it up, tie it up with some band-aids, and hopefully we don't get a bleeder. All right. We kind of patch things up with some bubble gum and band-aids, and then wait for the fallout. I personally think segregation was our biggest mistake, because when we taught our children, they had higher esteem. Yep, and unfortunately, this is where we are now. We got to be responsible. What is the solution? What is the solution? We got to become solution based, right? We can all the problems in the world, 101. What is a solution to it? Because I can name 101 things, but we need solutions. We need effective solutions. We need consistent solutions. We need to get a think tank. And all the times, we got to figure out and then be able to stand by it. You know, uh, what is the solution? Is there a solution? You know, at this point in time, sometimes people, we got to probably start looking at our doing our own home based situations. Maybe this is going to be, uh, you know, what's the word I want to use? You're going to have to probably look at it on your own front door and impact your own family, and then hopefully your family could be able to take it out there. But maybe this is something that we would have to start home, and not, depending on everybody. Maybe we need to start impacting our kids and our own teaching from home. Yeah, they're gonna still socialize out there, but you know, as we let social media teach our kids today, because as soon as they're 2 years old, as soon as they can grip a phone on hand on the phone, they're on the phone. At 2 years old, we're letting the world teach them. We're letting strangers teach them and impact our kids' life now. We stick a phone in a 2 year old hand, and somebody is out there teaching your child before you are. Your child is being taught from the internet. You're not even being an effective parent anymore because you're allowing the world, somebody else that don't know your child, don't know, they're speaking to your kids, they're speaking to your 2 year old, right? We stop talking to them, we give them the phone to talk to. Let's keep it real. hmm we let everybody else interact with our 2 and 3 year old before we have a decent conversation with them, before we're talking to them, right? We put a cell phone in their hand, a tablet in their hand at 2. Remember I said we're not talking to our kids at 2 or 3, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours a day. We're having interaction with our kids. We're doing everything in the world. Maybe we spend an hour a day talking with them, playing with them, and the other ones they're on the cell phone, on the tablet, flipping through, and letting everybody else. They're learning for themselves. Anybody's putting, brainwashing them at an early age, Rita. We put something in their hand and they're listening to them. They're not listening to you. They're not having any conversations with you. You're not talking to your children. Let's start it at home. Be real. We're not talking to our kids today. The world is talking to our kids. Let's say millions of people are interacting with your kids while you probably talk to them 1 hour a day. They're on the phone and tablet the other 23. Okay? We're going to keep it real. Take account. How many days, how many hours in a day do you spend today interacting with your youth today? How many hours of the day do you spend interacting with your youth, your 2 year old, your 3 year old? Sit down one day and just see how many hours they have the tablet. If they're not sleeping, eating, because they're at the table with the tablet too. They're at the cell phone they're at the table with the cell phone and tablet too. They're in the bathroom with the cell phone. They're in the room with the cell phone. They're in the room with you with the cell phone. You might be in the room with them, but they got the tablet and the cell phone looking down. I'm not talking about that type of interaction. What I'm talking about, when the cell phones are put away, the tablets are put away, and you're engaging with your kids from age 2 and up. Let's say 2 to 17, 2 to 16. How much time are you engaging, effective, quality engagement with your kids? And then divide that by the time they spend on the phone and the tablets, on the computer, locked away in their rooms. Y'all ever go to a kid's party today? Y'all ever see a party with kids today? Y'all ever go? Y'all ever see what the kids are doing at a birthday party today? Y'all know what they're doing at the birthday party. Remember we used to go to the birthday parties? What we would do, we'd be running around, talking, having fun, talking. Every kid is sitting down on the phone at a birthday party looking at their phone. Okay? Same with adult parties and gatherings sometimes. People looking at their phones at a gathering. Walk into a doctor's office. People look down. Nobody looks up. Nobody's engaging. There's no eye contact. You walk into a doctor's office, 20 people in there, and everybody's looking down. Get on the elevator. Social Socially, we are disconnecting. You walk onto an elevator, everybody looks down at their phone. Nobody wants to make eye contact. Oh, I know. I'm part of that too. Sometimes I try to say good morning. Y'all know how that worked out for me. So these parents need to take their power back. Yeah, but it's so easy. It was easy. It's easy now. And now think about this, y'all. They're all on their phone at the birthday party. Now think about child care. Now that the federal government is going to impact child care, what is going to happen there? We got to look at that. That's a market that is going to become available. But how are we going to impact this particular situation as a people, right? As anybody that need a help. Child care, people got to come up with money out of their pocket now to pay part of the costs. Is anybody willing to step up and help their neighbor, help their kids, help their neighbor, help their brothers and sisters who may have kids have to go to work? You may be retired. Do you feel like dealing with any kids, your family member kids, because they can't afford child care now because the federal government has now impacted it and now they need help? There's so many different ways we're going to see how this is going to impact y'all. I don't want to get on that subject, but I'm just saying within the community, we have to change up the playbook. We have to probably start from our front door. Okay? We're going to probably have to do it at our front door within our homes and then hopefully spread it from there in small parties and small things and, small get togethers, community get togethers where we're going to have effective change, right? Uh, you know, we're going to have some effective changes. We're going to have to bring more things to the table. We got to stop building basketball courts and start building computer centers and things that we can get our kids prepared for, right? We building more basketball courts. We need to build centers where we can teach them skills, effective skills, competitive skills. Okay, basketball court is not going to be the journey for everybody. So we have to change the playbook in these centers. If we still building these recreational centers, then we need to change up what we're doing. Right? How are we gonna have a different impact? Mentors in these centers, not just basketball courts and skateboards. We need to bring effective skills to these kids. They have to be competitive now. The market for them right now starts at 18, right? They're not right out of high school. Not everybody's going to go to college. Okay, that is reality. Not every child is going to go to college. Not every child is going to be made for college. So now we have to decide how are we going to impact with the skills that are going to be needed for today's society. You know, what can we do with these recreational centers? It's a good idea to have some play sports and everything, but what we need to do, um, we need to find something to make our kids, help our kids, not make them, help them become more competitive from not only from the schools but within the community. And we got to be real about it. That's just my opinion. I don't have all the answers. I don't have any answers, but we need to come up with some solutions. Rita Williams, they all on the phones. We got to come up with some solutions, and the solution is going to start in the house, your home, your house with your grandkids, your kids. It's going to have to start at home. We can't wait on the government. We can't wait on the schools. We have to start making those changes within the home and stop looking for answers. You have the answers at your door. You know what time it is. You know it's the cell phones and the tablets. You know what's babysitting your kids. You can't depend on everybody else. You can't depend on the government. You can't depend on the schools. The schools have them almost like 6, 7 hours of the day. Then you need to have a bigger impact the other thing on 6, 7 hours of the day, right? And AI is taking the jobs now. We have to come up with a plan for our children to survive. Most definitely. They're going to have to learn how to compete with AI, fix AI. Hell, be the one to build the AI. AI is coming now. I want to have a part in this. What type of job will I have to work with? And there are jobs that AI will not be able to do. It will always need man input, right? Because and eventually they're trying to make AI as in a way that it can try to answer all human, but it's not. It's impossible because we deal with emotions and changes and stuff like that. So AI can't do it all, um, but it'll do enough. You know, it'll do enough to impact our economy, especially if you're low skills, right? If your skills are very low, such as working, unfortunately, working in certain jobs where AI can just do it. Talking about the service market, such as restaurants and stuff, and fast food, and you know, um, you know, building stuff now. Uh, they're making houses out of doggone 3D material now, and they're gonna bring something on there that's gonna be able to do that. But you're still gonna need manpower as well. But yeah, AI is operating on people. Yeah, they bringing AI into surgery. Uh, they still need a man that a doctor that a guy because good Lord of mercy, AI, AI, anything that is made by man can go wrong. So you still going to need that human factor in it at all times to could watch for mistakes and maybe just make sure something doesn't go wrong. AI still is going to need some type of human oversight at all times, in my opinion. Truck driving job now, they finding a way. Truck driving with the CDL, they're finding a way. They got uh 18 wheelers on a couple of states now on the road without drivers. Anybody to see? Can you imagine seeing an 18 wheeler without a driver? Oh my God! But they got 18 wheelers now. Imagine having AI operate all the 18 wheelers. You know, out there now. They don't need people moving out food. They just got, you know, and then you have AI unloading the doggone cargo ships. Those jobs are going to be gone. The market is going to become crazy, saturated with uh, people just looking for jobs. So yeah, yeah. AI. Listen, that song that everybody is singing, man. That song, that song was created by AI, and there is no artist for that song. Everything. No, a man wrote the song. There was a songwriter, but they had AI sing it and put everything together. The only thing they have is the songwriter, but they don't have the artist because the artist is AI. Yeah, Rita, I have, what is it called? Um, I'm short patient with those phones. I don't want to talk to you, but I can help you. No, I want to talk to an agent. I want to talk to somebody human. But I can answer your question. Stop, man. When AI started to argue back with you, I told you I don't want to. I'm like, no, I want to talk to a human, a live agent. But I can help you with that. What do you want to talk? What? Y'all actually have? They used to go. Okay, hold for a moment. What song? Um, a beat. What's that song y'all everybody's singing? Um, tell me when you say what song? Tell me the song that's all over the internet. I want something about me. I celebrate me. I celebrate me. I celebrate me. That's the song. But I'm out here arguing with this dang on thing. Um, I'm like, y'all used to just say, "Hold on, stand. Hold on. We'll transfer you." Now y'all want to tell me, but I can do it. You don't have to. I'll answer your questions. Give me if you don't damn transfer me to a live agent. Yeah, you said the whole album is nice. That yeah, man, that's going to put people out. Now you got songwriters and singers that are going to be competing against AI music AI. Now the Celebrate Me's been to the top of the chart. Who are they going to give the award to, right? Who is going to get the Song of the Year award? AI? The company that created the AI? I don't know. They say the song was made on Sono. They say Sono Technology created the song. The guy wrote the song, and then Sono Technology AI created the song. Not created, but produced the song. And then they gave it a name, but the name is also AI. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Wow. That is crazy, y'all. They're going to lose against the Celebrate Me song. Most definitely. She's most definitely. They're going to lose. Oh man, that's crazy, y'all. But guys, I'm going to get up off of here. I'm going to make me a cup of coffee, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to look up these cases. The Shelby case, I think, is closed and shut until the officer goes to court. But I'm going to look up more on the Camelo Anthony case and also the case involving the young man that was shot in the back and the Asian gentleman was stolen. Well, the stolen was released and found not guilty. So I want to look up those cases, y'all. And I want to come back and most definitely y'all stand by. Turn your notifications on. If you don't have a badge with Justice Reacts, please consider getting a badge with Justice Reacts. Building this channel, need to support this channel for insensitive reasons, and I appreciate that. If y'all know, this channel is supported by also YouTube provide ways for me to earn money through super stickers, super chat, and gifts. So if y'all want to support the channel through that as well, and memberships, anyway, it definitely helps and motivates and provides incentive to go out here and do the best and bring what I can to you all. It is a working channel, and I appreciate you guys' support. If y'all think about it, you're not obligated at all, but if you want to support Justice Reacts channel, again, please consider getting a badge and also supporting through super sticker, super chat, and gifts. Any amount you want to all helps. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. I'm about to get up out of here. I will be back. And I'll see y'all soon. Keep your notifications on. And I'll see y'all soon. Appreciate that.